Indeed, a historic moment for Indian chess. Grandmaster D Gukesh has become the youngest world chess champion at the age of 18 after beating title holder Liren of China in the 14th and last game of quite a thrilling showdown. Before Gukesh's feat on Thursday, the legendary Garry Kasparov of Russia was declared as the youngest world chess champion when he won the title at age 22, dethroning Anatoly Karpov in 1985. Gukesh has entered the match as the youngest ever challenger in the world crown after winning the candidates tournament earlier this year. He's the second Indian after legendary Vishwanathan Anand to win this global title. Anand, a five-time world champion, had last won the crown in 2013.
When I played Rook F2, I didn't realize that, I was going to play Rook B3 almost. But then I saw that this bishop is actually getting trapped, and after King E1, I have King E5 in the pawn ending, which is just winning. When I realized that, it's probably the best moment of my life.
All right, let me quickly bring in our correspondent, Siddharth Vishwanathan, to give us more on this. Siddharth, 18-year-old against the defending champion. Tell us a little more about what this really means for Indian chess.
This is historic in so many ways, Nabila. Looking at D Gukesh versus Ding Liren, India versus China, we did not have a proper world chess champion for 12 years now. India is the spiritual hub of chess, as it has been mentioned, because the Olympic torch always goes from India. But now, with this win, it is the culmination of what Vishwanathan Anand achieved for 31 years when you look at it. And now, with Gukesh carrying forward that legacy and with the way how technologies improved chess streaming, this is truly one of the most epochal moments when you have to put down and look at Indian chess at this point in time.
Well, I'd like to ask you if this win itself was a result of the Chinese opponent's poor performance coming into the tournament, or was it simply down to Gukesh's brilliance?
In a way, if you have to look at it, it was just a matter of Gukesh's semi-brilliance, but more of Ding Liren's blunders. Heading into the World Chess Championship, you have to understand that Ding Liren was not in the right mental space. He was low on confidence, but Ding blundered more. And Gukesh capitalized on those blunders to ensure that he got the World Championship back home. So yes, both didn't play perfect chess. There were moments of maybe, you could say, a bit of imperfection. But Gukesh at that point capitalized on the blunders more than Ding Liren. So that's why he's the world champion.
Okay, just the second Indian ultimately to achieve this feat. But if we were to really compare his win with that of Vishwanathan Anand earlier, who also happens to be your cousin, Siddharth, give us a take on what really is the sweeter victory here.
You put me in a spot here because, see, every world championship win is fantastic. I think Anand's win in 2007, I would rate it much higher because it shattered that illusion that Indians were not capable of winning world titles in a way. That win in 2007, I would rate it up here. Gukesh's win in the modern era with the era of social media, with all the technological advances, I would say this is a close second. But Anand's victory in 2007, when he won the unified FIDE title without any doubts, that was the way that you have done it. But yes, Gukesh has achieved the three-peat in that sense.
Before I go further, I'm going to draw our viewers' attention to the center of our screens, where we're looking at celebratory images of Gukesh, who's now the youngest champion in the world, the chess champion in the world, all of 18, an Indian prodigy who's managed to make it this far, bringing back the title for India. Vishwanathan Anand also joining us. In fact, he's been a world champion himself. Vishwanathan Anand, how do you see Gukesh's victory here? India brings the cup back home.
Amazing. First of all, this goes beyond winning the world title. He's the youngest world champion in history. So that's a huge achievement. And he did a phenomenal job. He managed to play extremely well in his very first world championship. And then we had this pleasant surprise today, but it was not accidental. He was rewarded for his attitude, for keeping on trying, even in a drawn position. And, maybe 9 out of 10 times you don't get rewarded, but his attitude and Ding's mistake then gave this beautiful ending.
Vishwanathan Anand, this comes after your victory. So, I definitely ask you, what's with the number of chess prodigies coming up from South India, Tamil Nadu particularly? Your take on that? Anything special?
I'm just happy. Tamil Nadu now has 2 world champions. That's pretty great.
We're also looking at the Chinese counterpart we hear, who was fairly low on confidence. This is what our correspondent tells us. Do you also believe the same?
Yes, I think Nabila...
Not entirely. Not entirely. He sometimes played spectacularly well in this match. He reminded everyone what got him the title. But occasionally he was quite hesitant. And today I think he tried just too hard to force a draw instead of simply hauling it in slowly. He seemed to almost want to force matters, and then invariably you forget something. So.
Yeah, so Vishy, I just want to ask this one question to you, okay? Gukesh has achieved the three-peat. He's won the candidates, he's shown in the Olympiads, he's now won the World Chess Championship at the age of 18. Is this now going to usher in the same golden era of chess, like what you had done because of 5 straight World Championship titles?
It's a big step, and of course, Gukesh and all our youngsters definitely have the opportunity to take this very far.
Vishy, when you look at it, did you give any tips to Gukesh during the tournament when it was happening? Like, for example, some blunders that he made in 7 and 8. Did you chat with him, or do you think he just managed it brilliantly, bouncing back when you look at the mental aspect of it?
We are in touch, but he's got a great team there, and he managed to figure most of the things out on his own.
All right. Vishwanathan Anand, well, thank you very much for joining us on that. Of course, it's really a moment of pride for India, and chess particularly. India throwing up multiple champions. Here you have the latest, whose 18-year-old Gukesh D has managed to trump China's Liren. In fact, he's brought the cup home, and that's what we're absolutely delighted with. Visuals showing on our screens on the celebrations and victory at the championship that was held in Singapore. Thanks very much, Siddharth, as well.